Humayun Kabir floats new party. New party in Bengal poll fray. Former TMC Neta to take on Mamata.
Don't give respect to Masjid, we will give.
Muslim vote bank in focus. Bengal's new OAC factor. Didi's minority vote under threat.
Warm welcome, you're watching To The Point. I am Preeti Choudhry and our top focus for debate comes in from the state of West Bengal, all set to get into elections in the next 4 months. There has been what many would suggest the rise of the Owaisi factor, not quite Owaisi, but a former TMC leader who has now broken away, formed his own party and could very well be a threat when it comes down to Mamata Banerjee's grip on the Muslim vote bank. Some might call him the team B of the BJP as per the TMC, others the possible Owaisi factor in TMC in West Bengal this time.
One more claimant to the Muslim vote bank in Bengal. Former Trinamool Congress leader Humayun Kabir on Monday launched the Janata Unnayan Party, projecting it as an alternative voice for minorities and a direct challenge to the Mamata Banerjee-led TMC.
हमारा मोटो बाद में मिलेगा, मैं तो बोल दिया जो JUP जनता उन्नयन पार्टी जनतार जन्य पार्टी तार फुल फर्म যখন ইলেকশন কমিশনের অ্যাপ্রুভাল আসবে কালই আমি ইলেকশনের কমিশনের কাছে যাব বা যখন এফিডেভিট দাখিল করার পর যখন इलेक्शन कमीशन का जो चुनौती वो मिल जाएगा बाद में आपको पता मिल जाएगा.
Kabir named Manisha Pandey as the party candidate from Murshidabad assembly seat, signalling an attempt to broaden his appeal. He claimed he would not allow the TMC to win even a single seat in Murshidabad district.
आने वाले चुनाव में ममता बनर्जी के लिए कितनी बड़ी चुनौती है, कितना नुकसान हो सकता है?
ममता बनर्जी अगले दिन सत्ता में नहीं आएगी. मैं जोर से बोल रहा हूँ, जो 100 को पार नहीं कर पाएगी. टीएमसी को लोगों के मुर्शिदाबाद जो चुनाव में उतरेगी वो पराजय निश्चित होगी.
The launch of the new party follows Kabir's suspension from the Trinamool Congress earlier this month after his controversial pledge to build a Babri Masjid in Murshidabad. The TMC has dismissed the new party as politically irrelevant.
Party of his own. This will affect Trinamool Congress in 2026 assembly polls?
I don't think there will be anything wrong. He has his target, and he tried to damage Mamata. But this is not Bihar, this is Bengal.
Kabir is also expected to align with AIMIM chief Asaduddin Owaisi, raising questions over whether minority votes will fragment. The numbers tell a clear story. Over the past 2 decades, Mamata Banerjee's TMC has steadily consolidated Muslim support, emerging as a dominant political force within the community. Humayun Kabir is confrontational and ambitious, but in a state where the TMC Muslim base remains strong, the question is whether his new party can split the minority vote and hurt Mamata Banerjee. Bureau Report, India Today.
So how much of a factor will Humayun Kabir be in the state of West Bengal? How much will he be able to divide the Muslim vote bank? Is he an actual threat to Mamata Banerjee? Let's take all the questions. to our panelists this evening. Joining me, Dr. Shaktarupa, spokesperson, Bharatiya Janata Party, Tauseef Rehman, spokesperson, TMC, and Shikha Mukherjee, political commentator. I'd like to bring in Ms. Mukherjee first. Shikha Mukherjee, for somebody who's keenly watched Bengal politics for decades now, what do you make of Humayun Kabir?
Humayun Kabir is a maverick. He's a political maverick. He's jumped parties multiple times. But that said, Humayun Kabir has now decided that he is a community leader. He thinks that he can play the Muslim card to make his presence vital to West Bengal's politics. And that is what he's talking about, winning 90 seats, becoming the kingmaker, etc. Is that the reality? I doubt it. Because, first and foremost, one has to check whether Humayun Kabir's support in terms of votes actually extends beyond his own constituency. Yes, he has received a huge enthusiastic rallying of Muslims for the foundation laying stone of the Babri Masjid in Beldanga. But does that really translate into votes for him? Does that translate into votes across West Bengal and his prospective party? And can he actually handle it? Let me see why I'm raising the question. The question arises because long before he launched his party, he was cozying up to, of all people, the CPIM and saying, why don't we join hands? He was cozying up to the CPI to ask the same question. He was cozying up to the Congress. So clearly he thinks that he is, he needs that kind of respectability of having very respectable partners. And B, he thinks that he needs their support in order to make himself even a leader, forget about being a Muslim leader.
All right, so what would be the lot of Humayun Kabir? I'm going to circle back and ask you that question, Shikha Mukherjee. Many are looking at him as possibly the Owaisi factor. Some would have thought in the state of Bihar that the minority vote was consolidating behind the Mahagathbandhan, despite an overt quoting of the Muslim vote by the Mahagathbandhan. There was disaffection, and it showed when the Muslim population in Bihar voted, because despite of AIMIM not being with the Mahagathbandhan, many thought the AIMIM a better voice of what their lot and their concern was than the Mahagathbandhan. Can he prove to be that in the state of Bihar is something that needs to be debated. But I want to bring in right now the TMC spokesperson, Tauseef Rehman. 27%, at least as per the last census in 2011, was the Muslim vote, and this is where it stands. Political analysts would feel that Mamata Banerjee usually started from that 25% because this vote had strongly rallied behind Mamata Banerjee. They found now a new community leader. How much of a spoiler for the Muslim vote can it be for Mamata Banerjee?
Good evening, Preeti ji, and good evening to all my fellow panelists. Well, you see, when you name this so-called factors, leaders and community leaders, I don't see them as a community leader. I just see them as an opportunity leader, because I don't understand the intention and what kind of politics they want to do, because sometimes they are in BJP, sometimes they are coming in Trinamool Congress, promising that there will be no communal tension and they will be very secular, but end of the day they show their true color, because Bengal is all about secularism. Bengal is not about communism. Bengal is all about equality. Bengal is all about all the religions are working together, having fun together and spreading not hatred, but instead of spreading love altogether. So I have no such expectation from Humayun Kabir, whether he's a community leader or whatsoever. And yes, if he's launching a party, that's his democratic right. No one can stop anyone, because when during 2021 also, you remember, like this so-called factor leaders came in front, even from Hyderabad, even from Bengal itself. Some Muslim leaders also, they arrived. But you have to understand, there is only one leader, whether it belongs to majority or minority, and that is Mamata Bandyopadhyay. Because, because when you work for the people, when you live for the people, and when you dream for the people, there is no factor. There is only factor. It's about development, development and development. Whether you bring SIR, you bring all those scams and everything, but that doesn't stand in front of the court as well, because this is the same BJP who was jumping with SSC. This is the same BJP who was jumping with so many borders khule hai aapke, aap borders band nahi karte hain, hamare paas घुसपैठिया hai. You tell me now, how many घुसपैठिया have been caught till date? There is only 33,000 घुसपैठिया since 2014 to 2025 as per Kiran Rijiju ji, not per Tauseef Rehman. So, Preeti ji, it is very clear.
Okay.
My party, my leader is not concerned with anything. Yes, if Trinamool Congress fails to deliver to the people, then yes, that's a factor. If we cannot work for the people, if we cannot work for the Bengali, and if we get scared to those Bangla Birodhis who think about themselves, they are like some zamindar, that's a different factor altogether.
Okay. All right, I want to bring in Dr. Choudhury. Dr. Choudhury, this could very well suit the BJP. There's a huge set that actually looks at the emergence of this new party, the emergence of Humayun Kabir as a possible community leader, as nothing more than what has been labelled for, Asaduddin Owaisi and the AIMIM, which is the team B of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Chip away at the Muslim votes where you try and consolidate the Hindu vote bank.
Good evening, Preeti, Shikhadi, Tauseef, everybody. No, I really don't know why this is. I mean, I think for the sake of convenience, Trinamool is, trying to label Humayun Kabir as our B team. But if you look at the track record, Humayun Kabir has been with Trinamool for now quite some time. Humayun Kabir has been making peculiarly hate comments about, throwing away Hindus into the Bhagirathi. Mamata Banerjee kept shut. She allowed it to happen. Humayun Kabir has been talking nonsense about Mamata Banerjee, about a rift between her and Abhishek Banerjee. Mamata Banerjee kept quiet. Yeah, there was some kind of a show about some show cause and, you should not, him being admonished. But Humayun Kabir remained Humayun Kabir. There was absolutely no change. What struck us is very odd was on a land of so-called secularism, which Tauseef and Shikhadi will keep on eulogizing. This land has now become nothing more than a eulogized land for these kind of people who want to bring in hatred, who want to fan communalism, and on the top of it, they want to make a masjid which is called Babri Masjid, out of all things. Yes, you can build whatever you want to, but who's giving the land? Who's sanctioning the land? If the Trinamool government did not sanction the land, you really think somebody could be making a Babri Masjid there? Number two, the amount of cash that has been coming in. It is not possible. It is not possible for somebody to get in some 14 chests of cash unless the government is behind them. This is all very clear that Mamata Banerjee has got somehow, she's an astute politician. She smells the land. She understands politics way before anybody else does. And I'm saying this as a BJP spokesperson. Mamata Banerjee has been hearing comments like, Humayun Kabir's people have been saying that Mamata Banerjee hasn't done enough for the Muslims. So therefore, Mamata Banerjee, being the astute politician that she is, goes ahead and allows Humayun Kabir to make another team, and knowing fully well they are going to kiss and forget the rest of it, forget all this.
So you're saying
going to happen, and they're going to join hands at the end of the day. Really, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter to Bharatiya Janata Party because 2026 people of West Bengal have decided to throw this government out. Mamata Banerjee, Humayun Kabir, at all. Everybody will go. It will be now our turn to serve the people.
So you're practically suggesting this is a Furfura Sharif moment like it was the last time around, and ultimately it will all come together is what you're seeming to suggest. I want to bring in Shikha Mukherjee back into this conversation because, Ms. Mukherjee, if you look at other states, now there is a clear disenchantment that the Muslim community has with the opposition, if one might call it the India Alliance or the Mahagathbandhan, where they feel that they are not really speaking or picking up or speaking for the cause of the Muslims, where they'd rather, invest their vote in an Asaduddin Owaisi who doesn't even have any, is not even a stakeholder, possibly at power, and they feel him being a better representative, at least with what happened in Bihar. Why do you see things are different this time around? Because last time around as well, there were murmurs that the Muslim community is not very happy with Mamata Banerjee. There was the Furfura Sharif moment which happened. Similar, grievances being aired this time as well.
Okay, two things. One is that 2021 elections, and this time it's going to be a little different. Number one, because of the SIR and who is this Ghuspetia, and are Muslims, all the Muslims in West Bengal, how many of them are Ghuspetias and whatever. So there is a problem there. However, what you're asking is, will Humayun Kabir sort of cut into Mamata Banerjee's so-called Muslim vote bank? The problem is that the appeal is not, the debate is not about the Muslim vote bank. The Muslim vote bank has been with Mamata Banerjee, despite the fact that they have a lot of problems with how she has been dealing with their problems, their issues, their concerns, their aspirations, just as they had with the CPM. One of these days they're going to walk off. But is this the moment? I doubt it. The second thing is that there is also a counter consolidation which is expected of the Hindu vote bank. Now, this is something which is crucial to West Bengal's politics and West Bengal's elections going forward to 2026. I mean, if you look at the narrative at the moment, it is all about how the gap in the number of votes polled by the BJP and the TMC is being narrowed thanks to the SIR. Are these the Hindu votes that the BJP is talking about? What votes are they talking about? Anyway, all of this is going to play out in the next 4 months.
Okay.
At the moment, I absolutely do not see the Muslim vote consolidating behind a Humayun Kabir, because like the Furfura Sharif moment, nothing happened because Humayun Kabir is a maverick. One doesn't know where he's going to be in the next few months. Is he going to be, he's reached out to everybody, including the AIMIM. So if he's reached out to Owaisi and he's reached out to
so he's a bit of a political shapeshifter. And people might not have that kind of trust in him, at least this time around, is what you're seeming to suggest. Okay, I want to cut across to the TMC spokesperson, bring him back into this conversation, because with what Ms. Mukherjee is speaking of, at one end, of course, you have Humayun Kabir, who's looking at, even if it is a marginal chipping away of the Muslim vote, but what's happening is a counter-polarization of the Hindu vote. The SIR could very well be one factor of that, but there is another factor as well, which might aid to this Hindu consolidation, which is playing out as we speak in a country like Bangladesh, where one can clearly see polarization, communal violence, and it is echoing right now in the state of West Bengal, which doesn't quite augur well for a Mamata Banerjee.
But Preeti ji, I don't understand, but why are we so much focusing with the minority and the majority if someone is going to make his own party, if someone is going to make a mosque? As my sister Shatrupa ji said, that why the government is sanctioning those land. But those lands doesn't belong to the government. It doesn't belong to HITCO, it doesn't belong to PWD or whatsoever. It's a private land and someone wants to give that land to make A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, whatsoever. So how can we interfere? You know, when Humayun Kabir got 3 show cause later, when earlier he said that hum to apna naya party banayega. Okay, that's his democratic right if he want to do it. But on the very 5th of December, when he claimed that hum kuch karne wale hai, we suspended Humayun Kabir. So I don't understand why are we making Humayun Kabir with such a fuss. Anyone can make a masjid, anyone can make a church, anyone can make a mandir. Ramji ki mandir bana lijiye aap. I'll be very happy. I'll also donate some money. At the same time, I can donate some money for the church as well. I can donate some money for the mosque as well, if someone wants to do it. But the problem is the name. So here why TMC suspended Humayun Kabir. TMC never suspended Humayun Kabir because he was making a mosque. TMC suspended Humayun Kabir with that name. So you cannot play with someone's sentiment. And he's not a hero at all. If he thinks that he's going to dent Trinamool Congress, that's a dream. Because this same type of people we have seen in 2021 as well. Preeti ji, the most important, if you can ask me something, you can ask me about the development. You can ask me about Sheba Shri, which is happening right now in West Bengal, where lakhs and lakhs of people are getting free medical treatment. So this is
I'm
more
sure that's what
important
you'd want to talk about. I'm sure that's what you want to talk about, but that is not something that the BJP would like to speak of, because right now, at least, because
BJP
you know,
doesn't believe in
Dr.
development.
Shatarupa, the BJP doesn't, the criticism is that the BJP doesn't quite have its house in order in terms of leadership. You're banking on the SIR, number one, and you're hoping what's playing across the border in Bangladesh finds resonance and echo in West Bengal, and you can consolidate the Hindu vote.
No, Preeti, I think I'll have to congratulate you on trying to get an insight, or even trying to decipher what BJP mindset is. You're even trying to get a peek into our household, which is not really very fair. We have our house in order. We know that we've already
I accept the congratulations, Dr. Shatarupa.
Yeah. No, the point here
ahead,
is that leave our organization to ourselves. We are perfectly capable. We are already into election mode. So, I mean, I'm not going to discuss that now, but I just want to point out two things. One is, of course, Shikhadi, being the sophisticated person that she is, used a very, what should I say, sensible word for maverick, which I don't think is the right way to describe an opportunist like Humayun Kabir, who has been, I just want to point out, Tauseef here, there was absolutely no reason, no reason at least was issued. The showcase was simply because he was just going on and on abusing Mamata Banerjee. That was the last line. But Humayun Kabir has been constantly ridiculing the Hindu sentiments, pointing out that Mamata Banerjee has done nothing for the Muslims. Please stop this. I never interrupted.
No. Okay, please allow.
I'm sorry for that.
She did not interrupt you, Tauseef Rehman. Can I just get the BJP spokesperson? I should have had my timer on today, but okay. Go ahead. Make your point.
One more thing. Yes, you also said that we are relying on SIR. SIR is something that I don't know what the other people have been saying, but SIR is a complete electoral procedure. It is a constitutional procedure. It will happen on its own. Where the infiltrators are, that is something that the Election Commission will answer probably after all the hearings are over. But having said that, I am somebody who's right down on the ground level, working with the people right on the ground. There is a sentiment in Bengal now. A similar sentiment appeared in 1977 when Bengal was ready to shift from Congress to somebody else. They were not sure of CPM, but they voted the left in. When they're stuck with the left for 34 years, now in 2011 again, the year in fact I had contested Vidhan Sabha from Baligan.
All right, so you're saying the sentiment is the year of the change. I want to just take final comments.
This is it. This is
so now you're saying that the sentiment has finally built up.
So therefore,
what the BJP had hoped for in 2021 is going to reach fruition in 2026.
Yes, that's one way of putting it. The one last sentence.
Ma'am, I'll come back to you. I'm taking final comments. I'll come back to you. Taking final comments. Very quickly, Dr. Shikha Mukherjee, encapsulate on what can we witness in the next 3 months as we go into elections in West Bengal. Please make it short, ma'am. We're going to go 1 minute to all of our panelists.
We are going to see the SIR process reach some kind of end. We are going to see who are these suspicious voters, because we have a deleted category, an unmapped category, the ASD, and now something called a suspicious voter. It all depends on who is going to decide what are the grounds of suspicion. So the two things will happen. One, the Ghuspetia, infiltrator, the Muslim demographic invasion, etc. This is going to play out on a very, very high decibel note. That is for sure. On the other hand, there is going to be a counter consolidation around how the center and the state negotiate with each other, starting with the renaming of G Ramji as the Mahatma Shri program in West Bengal.
Okay.
It's all going to play out on identities, one communal, the other Bengali.
Regional. All right, we're going to leave it at that. 1 minute each for both the party spokespersons. TMC spokesperson, go first. Please limit it to 1 minute, sir. Make your point.
Preeti ji, before you end the show and before I go, I'm really sorry, Shatrupati ji, I never wanted to interfere, but I wanted to support you. Whenever these BJP people said that Hindu khatre mein hai, and Humayun Kabir was talking some shit about some majority Hindus, we are not going to tolerate that. No one is under khatra. मुझे समझ में नहीं आता 2014 के बाद से हिंदू खतरे में कैसे आ गया? And we are there for the majority, we are there for the minority, and no one is under any threat. This is the reason why we had to suspend this guy, Humayun Kabir. Not because he was attacking the Hindus, but he is attacking the sentiments of the Muslims as well. And we are a secular party, Shatrupati ji. We are a secular party, Preeti ji. We will not tolerate any kind of thought process like Humayun Kabir. Whether he makes...
Okay, hard cut. 1 minute, Dr. Shatarupa, make your point.
I'm going to just sum it up.
Can I just get the BJP spokesperson now? 1 minute, ma'am. Go ahead.
I will sum up in less than 1 minute. The people of West Bengal have decided that they're completely fed up with a party which is doing blind appeasement, is into so much of corruption, who's lying to the core or to every single issue. And most important, if you look at Mamata, forget about what anybody else is saying. You're an intelligent journalist. Just keep on watching Mamata Banerjee's body language. She is an astute politician, like I told you. She understands that now the ground below her feet is very badly shaken up. So I think if the people can vote, which Election Commission will ensure that the voting will happen properly, I think Trinamool is on its way out.
Okay. All right, we're going to leave it at that. We're going to keenly follow, watch and report on the West Bengal elections, and you'll get everything first right here on India Today. Let's shift focus to our debate number 2, and it concerns the oldest hill chain in memory, where India is concerned, the Aravalli hill chain, and one order by the top court of the country redefined what the genesis and what the Aravalli hills are. There has been a fair amount of backlash to it, which seems to suggest that 90% of the Aravalli hill chain, which practically run the ecosystem of North India, not just that, at multiple levels, is in acute danger.
After outrage, the centre clarifies no free-for-all mining in the Aravallis.
Aravalli range जो है,
Union Environment Minister Bhupinder Yadav says strict scientific scrutiny will decide any future permissions. The government insists fears are exaggerated, arguing that the intent is to stop illegal mining, not open the floodgates.
The committee recommend that to ensure sustainable mining in Aravalli Hill and Range, no new mining lease, except in case of critical strategic and atomic mineral.
But critics say that the threat isn't coming by bulldozers, not by dynamite, but by redefining a word. India's oldest mountain range, the Aravallis, the ancient green shield of North India, now faces what activists call its gravest danger yet, erasure on paper. The recent interpretation by the Supreme Court on what qualifies as a hill in the Aravalli range has triggered alarm among environmentalists, lawmakers and conservationists. Under the new reading, only land rising more than 100 meters qualifies for legal protection. An internal Forest Survey of India assessment paints a stark picture. Out of 12,081 mapped hills, only 1,048, just 8.7%, meet this threshold. Nearly 90% of the Aravallis could now lose statutory protection. Across platforms, hashtag Save Aravallis is trending, with citizens, environmentalists and public figures warning that the survival of the range is at stake. The Aravalli Hills play a critical role in Delhi's air quality, blocking PM 2.5 pollutants, arresting dust-laden winds and acting as vital wildlife corridors, a natural defense in a region already gasping for breath. The centre says this is regulation, not dilution. But activists warn definitions can decide destinies. And for the Aravallis, the fight may now be as much in the law books as on the land. Bureau Report, India Today.
Now, as per the new court definition of the Aravallis, hills which are under 100 meters will not come in the ambit of the Aravalli range. That practically means that over 90% of the Aravalli hills will not be the legal definition of Aravalli hills, and that is the death knell, rings the death knell, where it comes down to the Aravalli range, which is already exploited with rampant mining. The government, though, has come out and said, the Environment Minister, that lies are being spread, that there is no rampant mining, nothing is happening, and the Aravalli range is safe. The matter has also become political. One of the MLAs from the state of Rajasthan is now taking the fight to the streets because 90% of the Aravalli range is limited to the state of Rajasthan.
भाटी साहब, ये राजस्थान के लिए पहली चुनौती नहीं है जो हम एनवायरनमेंट की बात करें. अगर हम टू प्रोटेक्ट द एनवायरनमेंट बात करें, ढोलकाबाद में आपने भी मेंशन किया, बहुत सारे बच्चे भी जुड़े थे उससे, जो 100 के ऊपर पता नहीं कितने पेड़ काटे गए हैं, उसमें सरकार ने कुछ नहीं किया. आपको क्यों लगता है कि राजस्थान सरकार इसमें कॉम्प्लिसिट होगी?
देखिए, राजस्थान सरकार का ये फेल्योर रहा है, मैं सीधे तौर पे कहूंगा, क्योंकि अरावली का जो इश्यू है वो किसी पॉलिटिकल पार्टी का नहीं है. ये तमाम राजस्थान की जो देवतुल्य जनता, उन सभी की एक पीड़ा है. आज चाहे बीजेपी हो चाहे कांग्रेस हो, सभी को एकजुट होकर प्रदेश की सरकार को विशेषकर सुप्रीम कोर्ट के सामने अपना पक्ष रखना चाहिए और मजबूती के साथ पैरवी करनी चाहिए. प्रदेश की सरकार की पैरवी की कमजोरी के कारण ऐसे जजमेंट आए हैं. और इससे पहले जो आपने बताया कि लगभग पश्चिमी राजस्थान की अगर मैं बात करूं, जहां पे खेजड़ली जैसे मूवमेंट हुए हैं, जहां पे 363 मां अमृता देवी के नेतृत्व में इतने लोगों ने शहादत दी है, मुझे लगता है कि विश्व में पहला ऐसा उदाहरण होगा कि पेड़ों के लिए वो कहते हैं कि पेड़ से पहले हमारा सिर कटे तो जायज है, उसको भी सस्ता जान. हमारा ऐसा जो स्लोगन पश्चिमी राजस्थान से निकला है, और उसी धरती पे अगर लाखों की संख्या में पेड़ कटे और प्रदेश की सरकार है दूसरी तरफ एक पेड़ मां के नाम लगाए, तो मुझे लगता है कि उनकी बातों में ही विरोधाभास है. आप देखेंगे कि 2025-26 के बजट में 2025-26 के बजट में अरावली को डेवलप करने के लिए प्रदेश की सरकार ने 250 करोड़ दिए, और आज वही अरावली खत्म होने पे है, पर आज भी प्रदेश की सरकार जो है वो गहरी नींद में सो रही है. तो निश्चित रूप से प्रदेश की सरकार को आगे आके इसके लिए पैरवी करनी चाहिए. और हम लोग तमाम जितने भी राजस्थान के युवा हैं और सारे ही लोग तमाम बंदिशों को छोड़ के, न जाति न धर्म न संगठन न तमाम चीजों को छोड़ के हम अरावली को बचाने के लिए आगे आए.
आखिरी 2 सवाल करूंगी आपसे भाटी साहब. आप एक प्रोटेस्ट कर रहे हैं, बहुत सारे बच्चे हैं, बहुत सारे कॉलेजेस में बहुत सारे युवा हैं जो इस कॉज से पहले ही जुड़ चुके हैं. ट्रेंड कर रहा है सोशल मीडिया पे, प्रोटेक्ट अरावली, सेव अरावलीज. पर मांग क्या है इसमें? क्या कंसर्टेड डिमांड्स हैं जो आप चाहते हैं कि जो केंद्र सरकार है और जो राजस्थान की सरकार है वो उन पे उतरे और वो पूरा करे? कोई कंसर्टेड डिमांड लिस्ट है आपकी कि ये करना चाहिए, ये करना चाहिए, ये करना चाहिए?
बिल्कुल, पहली चीज तो ये है कि ये जो 100 मीटर का क्राइटेरिया है इसको खत्म करना चाहिए. अरावली पूरी है, इसको संरक्षित. देखिए, जो अरावली में अभी तक जितने भी पहाड़ लिस्टेड हैं उन सभी को अरावली में कंसिडर करने चाहिए. इनको संरक्षित रखना हमारी जिम्मेदारी है, और प्रदेश की सरकार को ये पक्ष जो है वो सुप्रीम कोर्ट के सामने, माननीय सर्वोच्च न्यायालय के सामने रखना चाहिए. साथ ही साथ एक परमानेंट ऐसा बिल आए. पार्लियामेंट चली, पार्लियामेंट में तमाम चीजों पे चर्चा हुई, हर एक चीज पे हुई. मैं धन्यवाद देता हूं कि आपने अच्छी चर्चाएं करवाई, पर जिन मुद्दों पे चर्चा होनी थी, क्या सही में वो मुद्दे वहां उठे? ये अरावली का जो इश्यू था इस पे चर्चा होनी चाहिए थी, पर आज मुझे लगता है कि आज शायद आखिरी दिन था पार्लियामेंट का, और आज भी इस मुद्दे पे बात नहीं हुई. ये लगभग
भाटी साहब, आप तो अरावली की बात कर रहे हैं, दिल्ली के प्रदूषण पे भी नहीं कोई बहस हुई, तो मतलब वो तो दूसरा एजेंडा था.
आप जहां बैठे हैं रायसेना हिल पे, जहां पे पार्लियामेंट बनी है, आज उसी अरावली को आप चंद मल्टीनेशनल कंपनीज के हाथों में बेच रहे हैं। राजस्थान की वो विरासत जहां राणा प्रताप से लेके, राणा सांगा से लेके, कालूबाई से लेके गुरु गोविंद सिंह तक लड़े, आज वो सांस्कृतिक विरासत जो है पूरे तरीके से खत्म हो रही है। आप सब चीजें बना सकते हैं, क्या ये पहाड़ वापस ले आएंगे? आप कुछ नहीं कर सकते। आपने दिल्ली को नहीं बचाया, और उसी तरीके से दिल्ली की तरह ही हमारे राजस्थान, हरियाणा और एनसीआर के इस पूरे इलाके को कहीं ना कहीं आप जहरीली गैस के और प्रदूषण के भरोसे छोड़ रहे हैं। तो मुझे लगता है कि ये बहुत बड़ी चुनौती है प्रदेश और केंद्र की सरकार को आगे आके सुप्रीम कोर्ट के सामने अपना पक्ष और जनता का जो पक्ष है वो मजबूती के साथ रखना चाहिए। अदरवाइज हम लोग भी जहां पे भी सड़क से लेकर सदन तक और न्यायालय तक भी जाना पड़ा तो निश्चित रूप से जाएंगे।
आखिरी सवाल भाटी साहब, आप तो कह रहे हैं सड़क से लेके सदन तक, एक बहुत अच्छी जो अभी आपने एक पॉलिटिकल स्पीच भी दे दी है, सिर्फ राजनीति चमकाने के लिए है या एक्चुअली सदन से लेके सड़क तक उतरेंगे, सब कुछ करेंगे इसके लिए, जुड़ेंगे? जो मूवमेंट ये है इसको एक एंड रिजल्ट देंगे, मेरा मतलब ये है कहने का।
100% एंड रिजल्ट देंगे। राजनीति तो ये अरावली और ये स्टेट रहेगा तो होगी ना, अगर ये स्टेट ही नहीं रहा तो राजनीति करेंगे कहां?
All right, so the government says that lies are being spread. The Aravalli range is protected, but by the very nature of the new definition by the top court of the Aravalli, it changes everything. What really changes? Let's cut across to our panelists this evening. Joining me, Ms. Jyoti Raghavan, core team member, Aravalli Bachao Citizen Movement. We also have Anuradha P. Dhawan. She's a sustainability innovator as well as founder member, Aravalli Bachao Citizens Movement. To begin with you, Ms. Raghavan, today you finally have the Environment Minister who came out in an interview and said that lies are being spread. There is no incessant mining. There are proper laws in place, and one needs to factor all of that before we get into any sort of hyperbole.
Oh my God. Did he actually say that there is no mining that is happening? Because we have on record, we have on our
No, he said there's no
videos-
illegal mining.
Oh my God, that's what I'm saying. We have on record, we have.
Go ahead, ma'am.
You know, we have videos. I have personally gone into these mining dens in Nu and Manesar and Alwar and shot videos. You know, we have shot covert videos of you know, illegal mining happening on a very big scale. This was, you know, I last went there, you know, a couple of years ago only, and we were fighting a case in the NGT against illegal mining, and we had gone to gather evidence, and we collected enough evidence that there is mining, you know, that is happening in these regions, you know, especially around Rajasthan. And how could the minister blatantly deny that you know, no such thing is happening, even in very many pockets.
You know, what
of
he says
Aravalli.
is, and let me paraphrase on what the Environment Minister has said, ma'am. So he's practically said that Aravalli is secure, mining only in 0.19% of the area, no mining allowed in Delhi NCR, mining leases only for critical needs, 90% of the Aravalli is still protected, lies are being spread on the Aravalli issue.
Oh, I can only suggest the minister goes and takes a walk inside the Aravallis around Gurgaon and, you know, Manesar and all across, in fact. Even the forest, you know, simple, normal, not even the activists, but the regular forest walkers will tell you that there is, you know, if not on a big scale, then there is mining still happening on smaller scales. I have, you know, Anu, हम लोग कहाँ गए थे जहाँ पर हम लोगों ने it was somewhere in Gurgaon only. We had shot videos of mining happening, and small scale पे तो मोहताबाद में हो रही है. There was, I'm forgetting the names of so many spots now, but there is a lot of mining still going on. Not on a not on a, you know, as big a scale as it is happening in Rajasthan, but there is certainly illegal mining happening even by, you know, local villagers who are trying to construct their homes. They are, you know, coming in, taking away rocks and stones from the Aravallis. What is he even talking about?
I want to cut across to Ms. Dhawan right now. Ms. Dhawan, other than the sheer fact with what the Environment Minister has said, he's also said that the court has constituted a technical committee for only the restricted purpose of mining. The 100-meter issue is from top to bottom. Now, this is what the Environment Minister has said. But having said that, do you think one thing is clear? The redefinition of the Aravallis clearly puts the range at high risk, which is already being plundered where mining and other sources of exploitation are concerned.
Yes, so this 100-meter minimum height from the adjacent plains will exclude over 90% of the Aravalli hills of Gurgaon, Faridabad and the Delhi NCR as well as Rajasthan. And this whole 100-meter height, the definition to do with this whole issue has been all over the news channels, all over social media, and in so many discussions in newsrooms. To me, however, it seems a bit more like, defining away our Aravallis. So it is not just this 100-meter height definition issue. Just before that, Haryana also proposed a forest definition of minimum 40% forest canopy cover for a forested area to qualify as a legal forest by dictionary meaning. Now, for a lay person, anybody, even a person who's not interested in environment matters, it is so easy to understand how ridiculous this is, that a 40% forest canopy cover for hills like the Aravallis, which are scrubby, which don't have trees like deciduous trees. They just have thorny, bushy, it's a very arid kind of a terrain. So this 100-meter definition comes at the heels of this 40% forest canopy cover kind of a definition for the Aravalli forest. And for sure, I mean, if the union minister was, giving a whole explainer, which we all saw, on TV, he really has to not get into any kind of, discussions on this. We really don't want to talk about it because personally for me, there's nothing substantive in his statement, in the Honorable Union Minister's statement. He just needs to allow the FSI to release the data on how much area is actually going to come under this 100-meter definition, how much area of Aravallis, because there is already under the 3% slope criteria of 2011 by the FSI, there is 4 million hectares in Rajasthan, which is showing Aravallis cover. So, there's been not much difference, then it's all sorted. Then nobody needs to worry. However, for all of us, the Aravalli Bachao Citizens Movement, of which I'm a founder member, we have been at it for the last 7 years. This is the first time a group of concerned citizens, and not just a group, but then hundreds and thousands over the last 7 years have joined in. Like Jyoti mentioned, that we have done covert operations going into where all sorts of illegal mining, illegal encroachment activities were going on. Because you may recall a couple of years ago, a DSP level police officer was run over by a JCB by the illegal mining mafia. So, there are enough people out there who are putting energy and, all of that, their sweat and blood into raising awareness on Aravalli issues, on talking about how the protection can be given to our very, very dear, precious ranges. These are not just 700-kilometer long Aravalli ranges. They are 76,000 square kilometers.
You've been, the lot of you, right. The lot of you have been fighting for the Aravallis for years on, and that is admirable and appreciated. Hopefully, because of this particular judgment, it's finally the cause of the Aravallis has found itself in the spotlight, and let's hope justice be done. I want to bring in, for final comments, Jyoti Raghavan. PILs have already been filed at the back of the new definition of the Aravalli of 100 meters and below is not Aravalli, but what makes you think that made the top court of the country, there were two reports in front of the country, consider one and not the other?
I think there is a bigger agenda at play, Preeti, because in the first place, I do not understand the need to actually define the Aravallis just let Aravallis be. Why the need to define what makes up Aravallis and what doesn't? 100 meters, mountain or hill makes up Aravalli and 99 meters doesn't. Who are we to decide that? The earth has already decided billions of years ago that this is what Aravallis are. The need to define, I think I smell a rat here, because the agenda or the idea is to open it up to mining and construction. And you mentioned earlier that this puts at risk 90% of the Aravallis, but let me tell you, in Rajasthan it puts at risk 99% of the Aravallis, because out of the 118,000 Aravallis in Rajasthan, only 1,048 hills qualify as Aravallis by the new definition. And what worries me more is that they took note of a committee report over the report of the FSI, and this committee, nobody even knows who are the members, what qualified, how many experts were there in the committee, where is the definition that they on what criteria did they come up with this definition. And the minister talked about 90% protection to the Aravallis. What kind of protection is he talking about? Why the secrecy around this committee report? And when we, one of our trustees, he clicked on the link to that report, it led him nowhere. So what is going on? I'm just very concerned about the secrecy.
You're saying that report, on which the top court of the country relied on, is not even in public domain. Is that what you're saying?
It is nowhere in the public domain, and we don't know who were the people in this committee. How many experts were there? What what qualified them to come up with this? Yeah,
that is concerning.
And I have a feeling that we all
that is deeply concerning. I want to bring it right.
Yeah, so we all have a feeling that the court was misled. Yeah, either it was misled or it ignored one report over the other. The factual report of FSI over this, concocted report of the committee, it purposely picked up that report and gave this ruling. I mean, there is something at play here.
Okay. Ms. Dhawan, what's your view on it? But, also what has happened at the back of it, and maybe the media picked up the cause too late, but the fact is the likes of you who've been fighting for years now, there seems to be a people movement to it. Citizens across Rajasthan are joining in. There seems to be now a common rallying cause where the Aravallis are concerned. Do you think, something will come out of it? There will be enough pressure to take back an absurd order like this?
For sure. For sure, Preeti, because things have really got shaken up. It's been 7 long years, like I said earlier. And during those times, we have faced many challenges to the Aravallis, lot of issues of dilution of forest laws. And, you in the media are fairly conversant with whatever has been happening in the background. But I want to point out one thing over here. On November 19th, 2 out of 3 judges in the Supreme Court recalled the order that halted retrospective green permits. Now, why did that happen? There is no need for that. Then this whole definitions issue, one after another, different definitions are coming into the picture. There are scores of such incidents that are, lining up. I mean, we have been fighting for the Aravallis right from the time in February 2019, when the first threat in the form of an amendment to PLPA, which is the Punjab Land Preservation Act, a 100-year-old act, that came up. And that would have actually, again, put out something like 68,000 acres would have been opened up of the Aravallis in Haryana if had that gone through. So, it's a different thing that the Supreme Court, the Honorable Supreme Court, put a stay on it. So, since then, whether it was the NCR Draft Plan 2041, whether it was the Forest Conservation Act, the amendment to that, we've been just at it. And it's not just 4 or 5 of us. It's many people over the years, hundreds and thousands, students, teachers, professionals, And this time, we are really we are really hoping that this time it's going to be different. The government will have to take cognizance of what the citizens want. The citizens are no longer deaf, dumb, blind. They are not there to just sit there.
Let's hope that happens. And let's hope that happens, and let's endeavor, fair point. Now, I'm running out of time, ma'am, but ladies, thank you for taking the time out and joining us this evening and putting out, what you've said. Raised very, very pertinent, important questions, some of them deeply disconcerting in terms of why was one report overlooked over the other, and other eventualities that happened right before the November 20th ruling of the top court. We're going to keep a keen eye, and we're going to try and do at least our bit in this. Thank you for joining us. With that, it's a wrap and to the point this evening. We're going to pick up the issue again tomorrow on the same show. To stay with us.